Nah, I'm just playing. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trey's Trades. We give technical analysis on different stocks in the stock market, as well as potential buy, hold, or sell opinions on these given stocks. I like to preface by saying that I'm not a financial advisor nor expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Let's get into the video. Today, my friends, we're giving you the very first Buy the Dip series on the channel. I've got 6 different stocks that I want to talk about here, which are going to be presenting you awesome opportunities for a Buy the Dip, Sell the Rip sort of opportunity. And we've got quite a bit to talk about here, so let's get into the video. We're going to be looking over just the companies. I'll give you a basic rundown on the fundamentals. Of course, I do have videos out there on everything except for Alpine, which I will be covering here in the future to give you more details. But I will give you a brief rundown on the fundamentals, why I think you should buy the dip, and then the best possible entry point into these companies. The very first one here is going to be MVIS. MVIS, baby. This is my side girl. I absolutely have nothing but good things to say about MVIS. This is my favorite stock in the market, probably by not even probably, just by far. And it is presenting you a solid opportunity to get into this stock right now for very cheap if you missed out on this initial run-up. I talked about the stock back when it was $7, back when it was $5, back when it was trading down at $4.50, and I said, guys, this stock has got a crap ton of potential, and the situation is still the same. Not a dead cat, not a dead cat, not a dead cat. So, with that being said, on the 1 month chart, we've got the nastiest George W starting to form here. We've got a bottom out here and a huge bottom out here. We've got a wide range candle bar and a engulfing candlestick pattern, signifying to me that this could be the bottom of this this little bit of a bearish run and this bearish bleed that we've had, and it's seeming to hold pretty well over this ascending level of support. We always look for at least 3 touch points. We get them 1, 2, 3, 4 different touch points here, 5 different touch points, signifying to me that is a respected level of support, and we got a nice bounce off of that level of support. So if you're looking for a good entry point here, on the R side is sitting at 46, and it does have a little bit of a downward momentum here. In the pre-market, it's still green, nonetheless, but it is coming back down a little bit, which is offering you the opportunity to buy into the stock on a pretty solid downswing. Now, what I would watch for is another retest of this ascending level of support, which would be about $18.03. So if you were wanting to buy into this company, if you do like MVIS, MVIS is a technology company. They are working on what would be automotive LiDAR. Expected to give a presentation on this sometime in late April, right? I personally have a price target on this by the end of the year of $100. I have a lot of conviction. This is my favorite stock in the market. I read up on these guys almost every single day. Of course, do your own due diligence, make your own risk management decisions, but I've got a heavy stake in MVIS in my other brokerage account, and I will not do nothing but add to my position over time because, guys, I've got nothing but good things to say about this. To me, this is a long-term stock. This is one that you can avoid those capital gains on by holding for over a year. I think they are going to continue to grow, especially if the automotive LiDAR does as well as it is anticipated to. My friends and family, they ran insane. They went from $14 up to about $22.50 off of just the LiDAR prototype. So you can see the potential here is extremely high. That buy-in at $18 is looking very, very nice. On the charts, we've got a huge gap here between the 15 MA, which is up here on the top, and the 200 EMA, which is down here on the bottom, that purple trend line, meaning that the microscopic price action is broken away from the macroscopic long-term price action trend, right? So this is in some crazy, crazy bullish territory, and it is presenting you with a solid opportunity to buy the dip. Next is going to be ALPP. This is an OTC market stock. You cannot buy this on Webull, so keep that in the back of your mind if you do decide to get into this company. You cannot buy it on Robinhood either. You'll need a Charles Schwab or a Fidelity account. Those are 2 that I know off the top of my head that are presenting opportunities here for a buy-in on ALPP. ALPP, if you're not familiar, I will just give you a brief rundown. They are a technology holding company. They focus on the automotive industry. The company offers a program, 6 Cents Auto, which serves as a twofold solution addressing both business-to-business and business-to-consumer market needs. It is a portfolio of consumer and professional software applications called 6SA. So they are a technology company, they're an automotive industry company, which does fall into line pretty strongly with where a lot of big money is moving right now, which is in tech, biopharmaceuticals, green energy, and the automotive sector, right? So there's a lot of potential here for ALPP. And what you're going to be looking for with this stock is a break of this downward channel. We've got a little bit of a descending level of resistance and a descending level of support coming up on a little bit of a pennant formation here. We've got a descending wedge formation. And if you end up getting a break above this descending level of resistance, that to me is going to signify the bottom on the technical setup of this chart, right? So we're going to be looking for something like this. A candle wick that is a wide range candle that breaks above and closes above this descending level of resistance, right? Closing above is very significant. You don't want to wick above that because that does not signify a break. You want to close above with a 1 hour candle above that descending level of resistance. So a good buy-in for me is going to be somewhere between $6.24 and I would say $6.18. So if you're looking for an entry and an opportunity on ALPP, on the RSI, it's sitting at 30. We've got a bit of a double bottom here on the RSI, right? We see that George W starting to form here, which to me signifies that you're getting ready for a little bit of a trend reversal in terms of what is to come with ALPP. This company has hit $9.45 in the past. I think if you want to swing this, the opportunity is there. I also think there's a good, solid mid to long-term potential with the stock, so it just completely depends on your sentiment with the company. I'm going to leave the DD for you guys. I'm just presenting you with solid opportunities to buy dips on companies that I think have some solid potential. So, like I mentioned before, 624 to 618 is a solid opportunity to buy into ALPP. Next opportunity for me is going to be INUV. This is a company that I've got a lot of conviction in. I think has some solid potential. To be transparent, I do not currently have a position in INUV. I have in the past. I will be taking one again. There are only so many stocks that you want to buy in, man. I'll tell you that right now. I don't like to over-diversify my portfolio. I try to keep my holdings between 5 to 8 stocks at the most. That way I can truly capitalize on the gains, right? And not over-diversify and just kill the gain potential, right? So INUV, I think, has some solid potential. It does look like they may have found a bottom here. We've got 2 bottom outs, signifying a little bit of a George W. We got a nice couple of wide range candles here. We got those nice green candles, signifying to me that you may see a pretty solid trend reversal here. And even if you don't, right, even if this is not the absolute bottom, getting this stock for $1.31 to me is a steal. That is a huge opportunity to buy into INUV. This is a stock that has a holding by Vanguard, which is a great institutional company who would not be putting money into a stock they don't see potential in, right? So that's very significant. They've got their intent key feature, which is using AI to capitalize on getting ads into the eyes of the correct viewers. There's a lot of money tied into ads, and I think AI is going to be a huge sector that grows over the next year. So if you were looking to buy in on this dip, right, a solid opportunity is going to be right around here at about $1.35. If it continues to respect this ascending level of support, if we look at this macroscopically speaking and zoom out a little bit, if it ends up dropping below that ascending level of support, I would think sometime between the next 1 or 2 days, you're going to see a bottom out here at about $1.26, as we do have a nice solid level of support here. We always look for these 3 touch points. We have them. There's 4 right here. We've got 1 right here, 1 right here, 1 right here. So that looks very solid. I do think $1.26 is going to be the absolute bottom if it does end up bleeding below that ascending level of support. But we do have that nice double bottom. We do have that nice George W. It does look like it is beginning to consolidate, and consolidation is always bullish in nature. It is not neutral in my personal opinion. It is an opportunity for buyers to step into the stock with the sentiment of, hey, this is done dipping. It is time for it to rip again. 15 MA is currently trading underneath the 200 EMA, so this is in current bearish territory, but it will not take much for this to go back into that bullish territory. All it's going to take is a little bit of volume, right? And this will be off to the races. Next stock for me, and this is a long-term stock, I've got a lot of great things to say about Sensonics, is SENS. SENS is a stock that I do have a position in. I've got about $2,000 worth of Sensonics. This is a long-term stock for me in my other brokerage account. I also have 4 call options on them on my Webull account, and then 61 shares as well. And I will not be selling these guys for a very long time. They're awaiting they're waiting approval on the FDA for their 180-day CGM system, continuous glucose monitoring system. This is a company that works with diabetics and is a competitor to Dexcom. Dexcom is currently a $400 company, and I think that Sensonics has a lot of potential to be an $80 to $100 company by the end of the year if they get that FDA approval on the 180-day CGM system. And that is because Dexcom currently has a continuous glucose monitoring system that is a 10-day, right? So the difference is astronomical. That is not even close to a comparison to me. Sensonics is going to be the superior product if they do get that 180-day CGM approval, right? This could be a huge disruptor stock. So I have a lot of good things to say about Sensonics, and it does look like they found the bottom here in terms of their downward trend. We had a descending level of resistance that we ended up breaking with this wide range candle, as you can see here. We got the open and the close above that descending level of resistance, signifying to me that this is the bottom of that downward pressure that we saw. And now we are on a nice upward moving channel. So if you're looking to buy into this stock, you want to see a continuation of this ascending level of support or a buy-in on this continuation of a descending level of now support as well. So I would say somewhere between $4 and 64 cents. We've got a nice level of support lining up here with some candlewick touches. I'm just going to label that off so that you guys can see it. If you want to rewind the video or pause it, you are free to do so. We're going to say $1.64, if I can get it to line up right about there. Or what would line up to be no, I actually like that a lot, $1.64. If it ends up breaking below that, you're going to be looking at a level of support right around here at about $4.50. So that would treat you pretty solid as a good entry point. I'm going to be holding this as a long-term position. I do feel very comfortable placing call options on this as well. I would recommend, if you're not a seasoned trader, to stay away from options. Personally, as you have to have a pretty solid understanding and conviction in a stock, right? It's something that you don't want to take a chance on unless you know there are upcoming news catalysts. upcoming reasons to believe the stock will continue to grow, but this is one that I feel pretty confident with. So Sensonics is another one of the buy the dip situations here. Had a little bit of a sell-off for 2 days. Looks like I found a bottom. Got a nice bounce off of this ascending level of support, and that is going to be one of the stocks here today. Next is going to be ticker symbol CTRM. Now, this is a stock that I know some people don't like. Some people don't like CTRM, but I see absolutely no reason to dislike this company. To me, people don't like it because it's a little bit of a hype stock, a little bit of a meme stock. It got tied into that WSB situation, right? They had a huge pump from WSB up to about $1.10, followed by some consolidation, but they almost hit $2, and they bled off for a couple days, gave a little bit back. In terms of retracement, we're going to look at the overall strength of the stock, and it did bleed a little more than we would have liked to see. It bled down to about 61.8%. Ideally, I like to see a 50% retracement to signify that you've got a lot of buyer strength in its stock, but nonetheless, check this out. We got a lot of volume here, and the 15 MA is starting to break away from the 200 EMA again, which is very similar to what we saw back here. Little bump in volume, starting to break away from the 15 MA and the 200 EMA. Little gap forming there. This looks to me to be the beginning of another upward swing on CTRM. Personally, I think this is a great long-term stock. They just did purchase another, they acquired another vessel, right? And the more vessels they acquire, they're a seaborne transportation company. They transport dry bulk cargo across the sea to different companies, right? So the demand is always going to be there for companies like that. And I think CTRM has a lot of potential because they keep acquiring these new vessels. They're being very proactive in the growth of their company. They're putting themselves in a little bit of debt, right? It takes money to make money. It's the same thing with a doctor, right? Doctors go to school for a long time, put themselves in debt, so over the long term, they can make money. To me, it's the same thing with CTRM, and people are very aware of that. They're taking advantage of the case that this is a proactive company with a lot of potential for growth. So, with that being said, I think a good entry point for this stock, if it continues to respect this ascending level of support and to buy the dip, is going to be at about $1.26. I do think they're going to continue on this upward swing. If they end up breaking below this ascending level of support, where are they going to come back down to? That'll give you an opportunity for a George W formation, a double bottom, where you've got a bottom here, right? And then it would be another double bottom at about $1.15. I think $1.15 would be a better entry point. On the RSI, it's currently sitting at about 54. So if it does end up breaking below that ascending level of support, I do think that $1.15 is going to treat you even better. Regardless, either one that you get into, either entry point will be very solid in my personal opinion, and that is number 5 out of the stocks that I think you should buy the dip on. FCEL is the next one, and you guys know how bullish I've been on FCEL. This is an extreme buy the dip situation, my friends. This is beautiful. This is a picture-perfect bounce, a picture-perfect bottom out for the company. I think you are not going to go wrong buying into this. On the RSI, they were getting smoked, like crushed. They got dropped all the way down to 20. They've been oversold for 1, 2, 3, 4 straight days, and they're finally seeing a little bit of a bounce here. If I had to take a guess, I would imagine that Plug is seeing about the same thing right now. They are indeed. So the clean energy sector in general has just been getting hammered lately, and FCEL is presenting you a perfect opportunity to buy the dip and ride this back up to $29. I personally think this is a solid midterm to long-term stock. I would consider holding this for about a year if you want to take a position in FCEL. I've been talking about this company ever since they were $7. I think they will continue to grow. A lot of people told me that I was crazy for not selling at $20, but I have so much conviction in these guys. They're a clean energy play. They signed a nice deal with Plug Power, right, worth quite a bit of money to work out between clean power and producing vehicle lines. So there's a lot of solid potential here with FCEL. I think a great entry point if you do see any sort of micro pullback is going to be down here at this level of support, sitting at about $18.78. So if you buy into that level of support at $18.78, I do think that's going to treat you pretty well. Currently sitting at 44 on the RSI. I think it's got a lot of upside remaining, right? It's been bleeding for a while. This would be a solid 1 to 2 week swing if you're looking for that. If you're looking to add to your position for a mid to long term stock, right? That is going to be presenting itself to you as well. And those are the 6 stocks that I think you should buy the dip on here today. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like. It really does help support the channel, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. Lastly, I have an affiliate link in the description box down below for Webull. This is version 4 for the desktop. Absolutely great platform that allows you to start trading at 4 a.m. in the pre-market. If you use my link, you get 2 free stocks with a $100 deposit. I receive a free stock. Great way to support the channel, my friends, and if you're not interested, that is totally fine. I just appreciate your support by taking the time to watch my videos. So that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching, my friends, and I will see you all next time. Peace.